You know, I thought about this great analogy to the moral and principle blindness of people. It's like the way someone is artistically inept. When they draw something, when they paint something, they just don't see the colors. I give them a picture. I give them colors to paint with, to draw with. I tell them, paint the sun. Somebody who's on a very low level is just very, lazy, doesn't care, picks up a yellow paintbrush or an orange-ish marker, and they draw a circle and they say, well, that's what I see. That's what the colors are. There's just one color. But there isn't. There's more than that. You'll see a professional artist pick up a lot of different hues, mix colors, so that this one thing, like an orange, you think is just an orange, one color, which is the orange color. You think it's just one color, but no, actually it's like 360 colors. There's a bit of green, there's a bit of orange, 10 shades of orange, 10 shades of green, some blue, some red, some white, some black. And then they draw it and it looks more realistic because they see what it is, what it's made out of, what's there, what isn't there. So this analogy is the same way, very similar to how people look at culture. If they don't care about it, if they don't have morals to begin with, they don't know the difference, they don't have experience, they don't know what's good or bad, right or wrong, they don't know degrees, so then they can just say, oh, I only know what bad and wrong, what good and bad is, I only know what wrong and right is, but they don't know when to say this is right on a certain level or this is wrong on a certain level. They don't know degrees. They only know like almost just stupid level, like I know what left is, I know what right is, but I don't know 360 degrees. I know how to go forward and backward, but I don't know how to go northwest or like 175 degrees or have, 4 axes. I only know one axis, which is front and back. So when you look at culture and you want to say that not all cultures are evil, and I want to say African culture is bad, but they're like, but all cultures are bad. And I say, but look at their music videos, look at their music, look at their lyrics. What are they putting on those songs, those lyrics, those videos? What are they doing? Because I'm trying to tell you that there's something different, blatantly and drastically different there than it is like in a white music video, white mainstream, white lyrics. And they might go, well, we both curse, we both have like nudity. Okay, but does white culture tolerate all the things that you see in black culture? Do they tolerate, or do they have as many music videos where someone's portraying themselves as a pimp and it's not for a lesson, it's not for exposing some corruption, but it's just to say how cool you are and how pimp you are, and to show 100 women in barely no clothing shaking their asses to portray you as some kind of, guy who says, I get mad women, I have sex with mad women, and I call them bitches, I fuck mad bitches. Like that's all there is to that music video. And singing in a smooth voice, or singing or rapping in a hard voice to say I'm hardcore, I'm not a pussy, I'm not a homo, and don't snitch, I'll kill you if you snitch. Like, what does that teach? What does that, and do you see that in white music videos? Do you see that in the white mainstream? Do they allow that? Do they say that is good? No. Look at the subtlety in that. Look at the nuance. Do white people or Asian people, they ever have their own ethnic channel where they call it Korean entertainment television or white entertainment television, and they celebrated people who rapped openly and frequently, in which their lyrics were fuck you, you faggot, no homo, don't snitch, I'ma fuck you up, bitches and hoes, drugs and pimps. And that's just accepted, normalized mainstream culture, and it's just cool to be a pimp, thug, gangster, savage. Like, No, they don't say it's okay in mainstream media. It's not a mainstream, normalized, accepted thing. And even even today, with the today's very Ibanicized, very Africanized. So even MTV is affected, so that they're slowly turning into a secondary BET, right? And white mainstream media is slowly becoming infected and turning into a secondary Hot 97, so that everything is just trap. Every commercial has trap music, and now people like Lil Uzi Vert and Tupac are portrayed as poets and humanitarian activists. But at a certain time, back in the day, you knew that there's only one people who did that. One culture is African culture. African culture was the only one with the black, AK-47, gangster rap, Compton, Oakland, Detroit, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, West Side, East Side, hood violence, drive-by shootings. They're the only ones who are doing that. And even now, even though everyone thinks they're black, Asians think they're black, white people think they're black, and there's Eminem, there's Paul Wall, there's Post Malone. Even now, when everyone's so, influenced with this bad influence, Africans are still blatantly, disproportionately in the media portraying them, normalizing, mainstreamizing, glorifying criminality. Fuck the police, hanging white people, YG rapping about targeting Chinese people's homes, and no one's saying anything about it. So then people will just say, oh, music is just music, it's the same. White music, black music, it's just the same. They sing, I sing, they say words, I say words. It's so simplistic, but they're not going into detail, the drastic differences. Just like when I give someone something to draw and they just use one color when there's clearly more than just one color and different shades of color. And it's not because they don't have the ability to see. It's not because they don't perceive it there. It's because many reasons. They don't want to see, they're lazy, they're not, if you're not suffering for something, you don't have a reason to think about it. You don't care about people really, so then you're not going to think about it. You only think about it when you care about it, when you need to, when you're in jeopardy. That means they can only learn about it. Some people can only learn about it if bad things happen to them. So only then will they feel the urgency to do something about it.